All right, guys. So really quickly, I just wanted to share like how I was just talking on the phone with my uncle because I was trying to figure out who was the very high yellow lady with the long hair that was at our my granddad's house in the past, and my uncle said that woman was his auntie, not his mom, but his mom was, I think, the same high yellow she was. I mean, but somehow my uncle, I mean, my granddad came out more darker skinned than his mom. Just like my uncle I was just talking to, he's the darkest of all the children. Just like one of my siblings is the highest yellow. She stayed in the house most of the time. That's funny because she's still like when you know the name they call them, but then the ones that stay in the house, and then the darkest though is my brother, who's what 1 or 2 years younger than myself, and he's from a different dad. And I don't own the copyrights to any of these frequency sounds that you hear in the background in any of my videos. Okay, so anyways, I just wanted to briefly share how after finding out who that woman was and telling him why I was asking him that question, because I was doing like ancestry tests and stuff, then we got into somehow my family not talking to me, and we revisited the other previous conversation we had about my family, my sisters blaming me for my mom's death when she died the exact same way that my grandmother died. And I was like, well, if that's the case, then you guys stressed my grandma out, and you also didn't want to feed her. That's why she died that way. So now we're even then. If you guys want to blame me, which I know it wasn't because of me that my mom passed away, unless it is because I did the return to cinder that night while looking at the moon, and then wake up in the morning talking to the moon. That's crazy. I just thought about that song. But anyways, in the morning I got an email from my Caucasian auntie that my mom had passed away while my dad was downstairs with her in the bathroom, and said she died the same way and she bled out. I'm like, how the hell she bled out, bro? Damn, man. Man, I almost want to say F my family. I'm talking about the relatives that lived in the house with me, bro, because that shit just pissed me off. Like, too much setup vibes. But anyways, my uncle revealed to me that my mom said some stuff about me messing with tarot cards. First of all, I wasn't even messing with tarot cards, and now I know why I never received that tarot cards I was about to order. I said, I know somebody blocked them shits from coming because they didn't want me to find out the truth of what's really been going on in there while I was in the energy amongst them. So after that happened, I said, well, I'll just have it sent somewhere else, or I just wait till I move out this mug before I get some. And I was actually watching tarot readings because they were on point about some stuff they were saying. Like, yeah, there's dark witches who do tarot. That's why they have a bad name. But after I saw all this, the truth, even when I finally did get tarot cards and this stuff was revealed and it happened later on, like even a couple days later, I was like, no, there's something more to this. They didn't want us using this for a reason. But people be abusing it, and even though church people like Prophetess Maddie Knowledge said something about using the tarot cards, but the thing is, dark people be using tarot cards, and they still, some of them still be going to church anyways. But the thing is, God haven't been punishing me from getting messages from tarot readings. In fact, Miss Spiritual Advisor, it was because of a reading she gave me one time why I went ahead and got the hell up on out of my family house when my mom talked about we should just go to a shelter. And that's exactly what the hell I did, because I was telling my uncle about how my mom was acting strange, and they were walking in the room to check on me to see what was going on. Like, they ain't never do that before my grandma passed away. Now all of a sudden they was walking in there, and the way my mom was looking, like she was looking at me like she was checking, and then she checked on the side of the bed like she was trying to see if I drank the water, that jug of water, like she knew it was there. I'm like, what the hell? And then I thought about how the shit was smelling a little bit like it smelled like chlorine. So I was like, no, I ain't even taking no chances drinking this just because of how that weird suspect activity. And then I saw her trying to look at my son, and I took my arm and I blocked my son like this. I was like, get away from him. Man, I wasn't playing, baby. Saying that to my own mom. What my uncle didn't understand is that sometimes people, just because my mom like might have loved me before and had protected me at some points, doesn't mean that 444 doesn't mean that she had a change of heart, or maybe some spirit got a hold to her and made her start making decisions that she herself wouldn't naturally or normally make. And so he was like he was telling me he heard that they came and took the door off the hinges. I was like, why y'all took the door off the hinges on the door in the room that I'm standing in? I ain't even did nothing to y'all. But the other sisters, they cursing y'all ass out, slamming doors and getting attitudes and stuff. Ain't doing nothing that they supposed to be doing, but they get to keep their door on. That's why I knew that they were after me. My mom had my dad come and take the door off the hinges with my son in there. Like, what was that gonna do? All you had to do was say leave the door open. Shit, they was doing that childish ass stuff. Like, my family, they were not emotionally intelligent. They did stuff, they were actually emotionally abusive, and they wouldn't admit it either. But they want to act like I'm the person that's problematic and crazy. They gonna tell my uncle that they thought something, that they was hoping that I wouldn't kill myself. Man, the devil is alive. I thought about killing myself or hurting myself at that time. That's what let me know what was really up, because he told me, he said they thought they was like, ooh, I show 555. I show hope that she don't hurt herself, or Janavian acted crazy, or whatever they said. Um, Janae's short for the name my mom was gonna name me. She was gonna name me Janae Shanae, but people said that was ghetto. That was a hood ass name. My name is Janavia. But anyways, they crazy though, cause they talk about some. They hope I wasn't gonna hurt myself, nigga. I hope y'all wasn't the ones that's finna hurt me. And I felt like that was a cover up vibes right there, because like, why would you tell Uncle Junior why that you was hoping I don't hurt myself? Meanwhile, y'all niggas is coming in there checking on me. And my uncle, because how they told him the story, he said, oh, they was coming in there like that because they was checking on you, make sure you don't hurt yourself. I'm like, in my head, I want to say, please. Well, you just don't know, because he was saying something about my dad being a good man because he knew my mom had 2 kids already, and he took the kids and he even adopted us later on. And then he said something about that being good, and I was like, I thought so too. And then he bust out laughing because he said, sound like you have some other thoughts on there about that. And I said, yes sir, I do. Because I'm like, yeah, I thought it was good he adopted us too, because I wanted to feel like I was part of the family and that I have my dad's last name. But then I started to see stuff later on. I'm being like, that adoption might have been a cover up, baby. I ain't tell my uncle that part. 722 triumphant. But the crazy part is, I used to tell other people the good stuff about my dad too, because there was even a man who was one of the gang stalkers. It was like saying my dad is phenomenal. He's an exceptional man, because I told him how my dad he took care of my son while I was going through the psychotic episode of being placed in a psychiatric hospital or whatever, and telling him all the good stuff my dad did for me. But then I started realizing, like, sometimes some people do that stuff as a cover up because of what they were trying to do to you behind the scenes, but your ass survived. So they have to come up with another plan. And some people are so skilled, and I was trying to, my uncle don't know that, because in the past my dad had abused me a couple times where I had to be held out of school, and they were so crafty that they sent me to school with these letters that I knew was a lie, and I did not feel comfortable doing it. But it was always those letters that said, to whom it may concern, blah blah blah, was out missing school due to being sick. I'm like, ain't that much of being sick in the mother in world, baby. Come on now, come on. Because they knew if they took me to the hospital with one of those injuries, that they would be the ones getting in trouble for it. And that's why they kept me out of school for 2 weeks, or nearly 2 weeks. Yeah, it was about 2 weeks. Then here we go with the to whom it may concern letters. Oh, get the out of here. That I even told somebody about that. Like, sometimes I don't trust that, because one of the skills that they had was making stuff look so streamlined and normal. So I'm not fooled by a lot of stuff that people do, and that's why my family try to make it seem like I'm the person that's problematic or mentally unstable. Please, baby. I saw too much stuff, and just for my uncle to know, yeah, my mom loved us and she took care of us at times, but she's the same woman that literally made my not my son, my brother pass out. My brother Darius pass out, and his eyes was red when she finally got him to come to after choking the shit out of him. She pulled knives on us, pointed one at my boob. She did all kind of heinous things that I'm just not going to go into on this video. She did all kind of things. So that's why we endure a lot of trauma, mostly me and my brother, because we were from a different man. So my siblings that was born from John, my dad, aka stepdad, was treated better, of course. And my uncle even stated that he said, due to stuff he heard from my grandma and from stuff my mom said from her own mouth, he could tell that me and my other brother, who was from a different dad, we were from two different men before my mom finally married the third man she got with and had kids with. We were treated different. Is how he could, what he was like, well, why it seemed like you treat them different, like they be getting more severe punishments and blah blah blah, this and that. But I got treated even worse than my other brother did. I guess because he was a boy. And my mom even tried to hide one time how she choked me, and then there was this bulge I had in my throat, like it almost looked like I had an Adam's apple, but underneath the bottom part of my chin, like the where people have a gobble gobble turkey neck at usually, where they usually have a double chin. I had like this Adam's apple looking bulge out of my throat, and it sometimes would be there, and she was like trying to massage it back, so because it was like evidence. So it's all kind of stuff, and my body naturally healed from a lot of things over time. Even one time, my mom hit my one of my sisters in the eye with a remote control, and she gave her a black eye. So I remember she took my sister to Dollar Tree and got her all kind of stuff because she felt sorry that she had gave one of her kids, her prized possession children, a black eye, and she never laid a hand or did anything like that to them again. Like Sienna was the one that got that happened to. We gonna call her Anna. So if they ever want to lie, like this is take a MFN polygraph, see if they tell the truth, because you can't lie about this stuff. Like this is, you can try to lie and say I'm making it up all you want to, baby. Do a polygraph on my motherfucking voice through this through this video. 11:44. But yeah, I just wanted to briefly talk about that, how certain family members could be, they haven't necessarily drank the Kool-Aid, but they don't have enough information. Like my uncle said, I know better than he does because I'm the one who lived through it. I lived throughout that stuff. He wasn't there, but I was. So food for thought for you guys who might want to know, like who might be questioning people in your family but not really knowing that they had a hard life with some parents that portrayed themselves in the public as sweethearts. Be careful.